And just like that, we're back, Grandma.
And welcome to That's Ridiculous with Joseph and Grandma Hilda.
Well, hey, just like that. How are you? You all right?
I'm all right, fine.
Would you like a little whiskey?
I would.
Right, well, let me pour you a little whiskey. Remember to tell us when to stop with your measure. And I'm going to pour you from your lovely little decanter we've got on this table. Ready? Here we go. Tell us when.
Well,
Whoa. And I'm going to have a little ginger tea because I've got shows this week and I'm trying to protect my voice. So I won't join you in an alcoholic beverage. You can do the drinking.
All right, then I'll manage.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will. How have you been? Is that all right?
It's strong.
Is it? Too strong?
No.
Maybe you'll manage.
It's a bit strong.
We might have to wheel you out of here, but that's all right. How have you been this week then? You been all right?
I've been fine.
What you been doing?
Just shopping with Betty.
Bowls?
No, I didn't go to bowls.
Oh, it's not like
I've
you.
been off a few weeks,
Have
actually.
you?
But I'm going to start again.
Right. And so people will be thinking bowls, when we say bowls, it's like the ones on the grass, but you mean 10-pin bowling. Yeah. And you've got teams?
Yes, there's 3 lanes we've got, sometimes 4.
Are you any good?
Not really. I've been going for 17 years.
17 years? Have you won?
A couple of times, and only a couple of times. But I enjoy it, and it's good exercise.
Do you have the sides up, the lanes?
No. We do it properly.
Oh, I'm sorry I asked. No, because I'm thinking,
No.
No, you've got... So
that's... they're quite good players.
Is that classed as cheating then?
Yes.
And you can't use the metal thing?
No.
No? Oh, wow, okay. Well, maybe I need to come and take a trip to one of these bowling...
No. Well, they're all good players,
So
don't think because they're older, they're not.
Well, so am I. I'm a good player.
Oh, well, proof's in the pudding. You can come next Thursday.
Well, I've had a busy week. I've been rehearsing. I've got kind of a few shows going on at the minute, kind of bubbling around, different shows. So my head's been all over the place with that. I'm also back on the tour doing the shows. So it's been nice to do that and be back on the road. I know you enjoy being back out on the road, don't you?
Yes.
You enjoying selling the merch again?
I do. I might not do it one show.
Why?
Because I've bought me ticket.
Oh. Well, you've actually bought a ticket. You don't have to buy a ticket to my show.
Well, when I'm working, I don't.
Well, you don't even anyway, so I can get you a ticket.
When I get in there, there's never any seats.
Well, that's kind of a good thing, I suppose, isn't it?
True.
It would be bad if you were turning up and there was plenty of seats for you to sit in.
That's right.
But some of the fans actually are very nice. I do know this. If somebody's unwell or can't turn up and they've got a front row seat, they always let Grandma know, and they don't tell me.
I don't have to stand. It is good of them, isn't it?
But they do. But I never really know that that's happening because obviously I'm backstage with it. There's kind of 2 separate teams of people working. There's everybody backstage with me, and then everybody out front. And then the curtain will go up or the lights will go up, and then you'll just see Grandma sat in the front row. And it always feels really awkward because, like, whenever you know somebody really close in the audience you're performing, I never know whether to say hello to you. I normally give you a little wave, don't I?
Yeah.
I do. So where did you go shopping with Betty? Anywhere fun?
Just went Asda this.
Oh, Asda. Is that your go-to?
No. I go around, sometimes go to Aldi.
Aldi?
Or Lidl.
Lidl?
I like Aldi.
Do you? Have you never done online shopping? You can do online,
Oh, no, I can't.
Why?
I couldn't do that. By the time I got it all down with me shakes, I could have walked down and collected it.
Yeah, but we could help you. We could you can set it up. No?
We could help you. Your lives are too busy.
No, because I'm just thinking with the likes of Amazon and stuff, you can literally... I ordered something the other day, and I randomly... don't ask why I did this, but I found something popped up on a TikTok shop of a projector that projects like the planet.
Does a TikTok have shops?
Yes. Well, it's a shop online, the TikTok shop. So do you know that light I use on tour, the light that I take the pictures with, when you see them holding the light? That's from the TikTok shop. And it makes you look nicer because it's proper lighting on a camera. And that was like £10, I think. Yeah, you could sell some of your leisure suits on the TikTok shop.
No.
You could get leisure suits offline, off ASOS.
I like to go in the shop and see what I'm buying.
And try it on.
Yes.
Speaking of which, this is a lovely ensemble you've got on today.
Evelyn brought this today.
Oh, it's very... What, Evelyn's give you it?
No, she said, well, you can have one of mine because she thinks this is glamorous.
It is very glamorous.
So I've got some more at home of my own, which I will be wearing.
So do you all have leisure suits then?
We all have leisure suits in the evening.
What, like on your holidays?
We used to go to Hilda.
Uh-huh.
And we all used to put our leisure suits on in the evening.
For a drink?
For a drink.
So you're comfy when you're having a bevy?
Yes.
But it's a lovely crushed... Is that velour?
Crushed velvet.
Crushed velvet. Oh, very nice. So Evelyn bought that. Evelyn is one of Grandma's friends who is another icon.
Yeah.
She is an icon, and Evelyn keeps pestering me to take her to a gay bar. She's dying to go to a gay bar with me, so we're going to arrange that as a little trip out. How old's Evelyn?
84.
She's never been to a gay bar, so I said I'll take her to a gay bar. Do you want to come with me when we go, Grandma?
No, thank you.
Why?
I'm too busy.
Busy doing what?
Well, I'm doing loads of things at the minute. I've got trying to do a bit of gardening, which is nigh impossible.
You've got a lovely garden, though. You do have a lovely garden.
I know, but...
Have the gardeners not been?
Well, no. But I am going to ring them.
Grandma's gardener's also very, very funny, and call her a moody May because she tells them off for not doing the garden properly.
Well, only come a couple of times.
Well, you know, that's...
Just cut everything back, but they're too nice. Nice lads.
They are. Have you had any more spottings? Anyone come up to you and recognised you?
Not this week,
no. I know you've been pretty...
I'm too busy shopping.
You've been low-key this week. Low-key with your hoodie on and your shades, avoiding the paths.
True.
Yeah. Speaking of this, I wanted to ask you, has anyone ever mistaken you for somebody else? Have you ever had a situation where somebody's mistaken you for someone?
No.
Because I wanted to give you a few examples of... I mean, obviously, you can probably understand. I've been doing this a long time now, 15 years. People... recognising me or not recognising us or thinking that they know us. But there was one that I thought I'd share about, I think I was in a nightclub and I'd had quite a few drinks, and a man came over to us and said, "Excuse me, I know you must get this all the time, but you are the spitting double of Joe McElderry." And I hadn't been spotted by anybody else in the bar, so I thought, right, I'm going to put a Scottish accent on and pretend that it's not me. So I was like, no, I get that all the time. Yeah, terrible Scottish accent, apologies. And I kept it up for about 5 minutes, and then I didn't have the heart to lie to him. And I was like, listen, I've had a few drinks, it is me, but I was trying to not get recognised. And he was, he was lovely actually, but it was funny. And then I had another one in Birmingham. I was doing a show in Birmingham, and I was meeting some friends for dinner before the show or after the show, I can't remember. And I turned up early. Everybody else wasn't there. Got this big table. We were on like a big table of 10. Sat down. There was a man on the other table, and he was staring over. And I was thinking, oh God, like I don't want to be recognised when I'm on my own. That is always an awkward thing. I think that people don't like understand. That if you're on your own and you get spotted, and then you kind of quite a few people come over, people don't understand that you do kind of feel quite vulnerable. Mm-hmm. So he spotted us. And he said, "I know who you are. Mike McElderry." And rather than correct him, I just went, "Yes, that's right. It's lovely to meet you. It's lovely to meet you." But yeah, I could write a book about my interactions with some people. So we were talking last week about your first job, you being a seamstress. I wanted to know what your first house was like.
My first house was a flat.
In South Shields?
Yes. In them days, Joe, You had to buy both flats if you were buying them. You couldn't just buy one. You had to buy the pair.
What,
then.
like downstairs and upstairs?
You know, that came later, where you could buy one or the other. So we had to buy the 2 flats, and you'll never guess how much they were.
How much?
For 2 flats, £750.
You're lying.
I'm not.
For 2 flats?
For 2 flats, £750.
You can't even get a rental for that price now. That's how.
And the lady downstairs had to pay us 10 shillings
For rent?
rent.
So how did that work with mortgage? Did you have to get a mortgage, or did you just have to...
you still had to get a mortgage, but for the 2 flat. And in them days, you could only get a mortgage on your husband's wage.
So you got that...
Which was the best thing ever, and it should have kept like that. Because then the property would have stayed as it was.
Well, I mean...
It would have went up.
Well, what about the women that earn just as good money?
No, well, you couldn't.
Well, you can now.
You definitely couldn't. It had to be on your husband's wage. So we bought the flats. And things that you wanted when these I don't know, you'll not remember, but this marvellous vacuum came out called, I think it was a Kirby, I might be wrong. People have
bit like a Henry Hoover now.
It was a big, and the man come and delivered it to my house, and he wouldn't let us pay off, pay a deposit and pay later, because my husband wasn't in, he was away at the time to sign the papers. You couldn't get anything like that.
What, unless your husband was there?
Unless your husband signed for everything.
Can you remember much about your wedding day?
Yes. I remember I ended up minding all the children while people who had it in the Nook assembly rooms. You here know the Nook assembly rooms. And next to the assembly rooms, there was the pub. So all the ones who wanted to drink went in the pub. And Tom and I had all the children on the floor doing the dancing and all.
How old were you then?
21.
My God, that's young to get married.
I know.
See, and I'm 32.
It's the best thing I ever did.
Well, yeah, but I'm 32 and I still can't get a second date.
Well, and you're too fussy. No, you're not too fussy. You've got to get the best when you're spending your life with them, because it's hard going if you haven't got the best.
Well, that is very true. That is very, very true. Did you go on a honeymoon?
Yes, I went to the Lake District.
Whereabouts?
To the Lake. Tom was evacuated during the war. From 4-year-old, he was 14. And then the lady who he was evacuated with, had a little cottage, and we went to her.
Well, I've been with you there. We stopped there on the way back from... We'd been on a tour date, hadn't we?
Yeah.
We went on a tour date, and Grandma took the tour bus past Stavely, where my granddad got evacuated to. So I've actually seen it.
And
so you stayed there?
We had our honeymoon there.
Oh, wow.
She was lovely.
Oh, that's amazing. Did you have any nicknames when you were younger?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm not going to tell you.
Why? Please.
Because I'll never hear the last of it.
No, come on. Just us two.
Well, the circus came to town, and the hippopotamus was called Hilda. So from then on, they used to say, yes, hippo coming.
About you? Oh.
And I was tiny, skinny little thing. And they were saying Hilda the hippo. That's what your friends do, isn't it?
I shouldn't laugh at
and
that.
I don't want to hear it from you again.
I'm sure we can get a hashtag trending on social media with that. Hilda the hippo. Oh, that's cruel, actually. That isn't very nice.
Cruel.
Right, do you want to play a game?
Depends.
So, I spoke to you about red flags. Do you remember I was telling you about red flags? Like red flags when you were dating somebody?
Yeah.
So, and then obviously...
The red flag should put you off if you...
Yes.
If you think it's a red flag.
Yes. And also...
News to me.
So green flags obviously is a good thing. It's like the go ahead. So we're going to play a game. Is this a red flag or a green flag? Right. I'm going to give you a couple of kind of traits of people and what they do. So the first one, if you were dating somebody who was renowned from bouncing from one relationship to the next and was never ever single. There was never any space in between partners where they had a bit of time on their own. Is that a red flag or a green flag?
Before they met you mean?
Well, see, they get straight out of a relationship, get into another one with somebody else, then they finish that person, get out of it, and literally days or less than weeks later, they're trying to get into a relationship with you.
That's a big red flag.
Amen. Amen, sister. That is a big red flag. I know a lot of people that are like that.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
That's how you can't get a second date. You know the wrong people.
I didn't say I was dating them, but...
No, but you know the wrong people.
Somebody who expects you to pay for every date in the early stages.
A man to a woman.
Well, either or now. We live in a time where, men go out with men, women go out with women, non-binary.
Well, it'll be the woman who would always offer first, I would think.
All right. I would offer to pay first.
Just my opinion.
All right. So what do you think if somebody doesn't offer to pay?
I think if you go out, you both should pay when you
split the bill. Split the bill. So we're saying it's a red flag. Right, next one. Somebody who's still in touch with an ex-partner.
Still in touch, what do you mean?
Well, like somebody who still keeps in contact
with their married to them.
Married or engaged or just going out with them. They're going out with somebody new now and they're still in regular contact with an ex-partner.
I don't know what I would do there, like. I just think once that relationship's over, you just go your own way.
Well, yeah, but some people don't.
Or if there's children involved.
Yeah, but if there wasn't and they were just dating somebody and then they're like, oh, well, I'm still friends with my ex because,
I don't know if I could do that. I don't know.
I don't think I could. Well, it depends, though, because then I do know some people who went out with their friend, that's now their friend, but they went out with them when they were like, 18, 19, 20-year-old, and then they kind of move on because they just grow up and then they become really good friends. Mm-hmm. I think I've got one friend that I dated from years back, but we only went on one date and then we realised we were better as friends. So I suppose it's not really an ex, is it?
I don't think I could do that. I think once it's gone, it's gone.
What would be your ultimate red flag? Like an absolute no-go if you were dating now?
Chance would be a fine thing. My God. If I was dating now, poor little soul.
What, you or them? Poor little soul.
Them. Well, I don't know.
I think mine is always like how a real one to really tell somebody's character is how they speak to a waiter in a restaurant. When you're ordering food, if somebody's rude to people, and ignorant or dismissive, I always think if I've ever been on a date with somebody and I see how they speak to somebody, I'm like, if you're going to do that to somebody who you don't know and also be that disrespectful, then what else could you do? That's one that I always clock.
There would be too many red flags, I'm afraid. By the time you get to my age, the red flags give up.
Well, you might be a red flag to somebody else.
Probably.
Right, now I know we aren't really animal families. Like, we're not really animal lovers because there's a lot of people who've got allergies in our family. But if you could be an animal, what would you be?
Well, a dog, the way they're looked after now. Definitely. People look after their dogs more than they look after anything else, really.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Well...
They're wheeling about in prams now.
What dogs?
Honestly, I see them when they're going along the laser, put them in the pram because they're tired.
The Lees is a place where people walk their dogs around South Shields just in case anybody doesn't know.
They do, I'm not joking.
No, I have seen that. Well, I've seen people carry Chihuahuas and Pomeranians in prams. I mean,
Well, I
well,
would
if they
come
can't
back
walk,
as a dog,
you'd come back. What kind of dog?
a collie.
What, like a border collie? All right, okay. They're your favourite.
They are.
So my friend was telling me that a mum used to love cats, but she was never allowed one. So she tied a brick. Well, she tied a lead to a brick, and she used to drag this brick around for years, all over. She'd drag the brick down the back lane on a lead and take the brick to school, leave the brick outside with the lead. Nobody would ever take it, and used to pretend that this old brick was a cat for years.
Oh, or she. Well, why didn't family
Well, they might
give
have
her?
had allergies.
Well, that's true. I know you couldn't have animals, Joe, or because of Christine and Eileen and Stephen. The three of my children all had allergies.
Yeah.
But I had animals at home.
What, when you were growing up?
When I was growing up, well, my younger brother absolutely loved animals, and we had chickens in the garden, hens, goldfish. He had a great big goldfish pond, and when we put them in, they were tiny, and then they got to that size.
Big goldfish then?
Goldfish. And then we had, he had a dog, and we had a cat. He used to wheel the cat around in a pram. He loved animals. And one morning I gets up to get ready, and he'd put lizards in the wash basin in the bathroom.
In the sink?
In the sink.
What, like big lizards?
Big lizards from the lake, up Farthing Lake. And then he had, if he went out, and when he grew up, he still was the same. If he went out and he saw a little stray cat in the street, he used to be to bring. We had everything else in the house, but I looked after the animals, not him.
So how many chickens? How many chickens was there?
He had about a dozen.
Well, like
a cockerel.
Oh, a cockerel.
And it was wild, honestly.
Did it have a name?
No, I didn't go that far. But we had animals all the time. But when you couldn't have them, so I thought, you asked me if you got a dog, would I mind it? Now you know why I said no.
Well, that's true.
Because I'd already done all that.
Right. It's time for Help Me Hilda.
Oh.
Are you ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
So we've been given Grandma 2 dilemmas, and she gives her absolute honest opinion of what she would do in these situations. Sometimes it's brutal, sometimes it's just a little bit of friendly advice, isn't it, that you're offering? Yeah. So this one, here we go. Help me, Hilda. Mother-in-law's game destroyed my parents' life or lives. I want my fiancé to go no contact. I'm getting married soon, and I feel like everything is falling apart. My fiancé's mum has always hated me and has been nothing short of an evil bitch. Ooh, strong words. But at the same time, she is his mum, and he, of course, loves her. My mum recently got caught having an affair with mother-in-law's best friend, Mark. To say it has blown up... to say it has blown up our family feels like an understatement. My mum bears the responsibility, but everything she is telling me, Mark is the aggressor. My mum has confidence issues and has been having a hard time recently, but it turns out it was all part of a game, and my mother-in-law and Mark both had to pick someone for the other person to sleep with. He picked his ex-wife's fiancé. That's a tongue twister. And my mother-in-law picked my mum. I've never felt such rage or disappointment in my life. My fiancé had it out with her, but she just shrugged it off as a joke. I want her banned from the wedding, but it's his mum. He is angry, but he still wants her at the wedding. What would you do?
Give me strength. I'm nearly 90, you know. I haven't got... It's like War and Peace. I haven't got a clue.
I'm actually struggling to decipher what the hell is going on there.
A game.
Well, so basically it sounds like the mum, the mother-in-law and the mother-in-law's best friend, Mark, and the mother-in-law have planted a game to basically, play a trick
Is
on,
that what they call a game?
well,
Well, they mustn't have heard of Monopoly. They want to get a box of Monopoly and start playing Monopoly. They'll get better results with that. That's ridiculous. Honestly, I cannot believe that. I cannot believe that.
well, yeah, that is true. But do you think, so obviously they've played a trick and now she wants to ban her from the wedding. But do you think two wrongs make a right? Or, do you think that cancels it out? Or do you think they should be...
Two wrongs make a right. You've got 50-odd wrongs there. I just think I would have been hoping the wedding would be off me.
Cancelled. That is true.
Definitely.
That is true. But the thing is, how can she ask him to cut her mum off if she won't cut hers off? It's kind of like, if you're going to do it, you have to cut both of them off, surely. You can't expect one and not the other.
I would send the two mothers on a cruise and tell them to have a life instead of interfering with everything else.
Well, there you go. You heard it here first.
It's terrible.
And also...
If it's... Oh,
what?
it's just ridiculous.
So, yes.
You talk about complications.
Well, that's making life very complicated. Right. Are you ready for the next one? Help me, Hilda. I've been ghosted.
Ghosted.
Yeah.
Well, ghosted's what?
What, you know?
What's ghosted?
So, like, ghosted means basically if somebody disappears, like if you're texting somebody or WhatsApping somebody, or you've gone on a date with someone and then they go, thanks, I had a great time, and then you never hear from them again. They don't say, oh, I'm not interested, or I don't want to see you again, or they make a plan to go on another date and then don't pick it up and just completely disappear off the face of the earth. That's what, like, ghosted means.
So she wonders where he is, or he wonders where she is.
Well, yeah, in essence, yeah. But it's more like if somebody just doesn't answer your message and then never responds to you again, they've ghosted you. Texting.
Well, I think you're lucky.
No, but wait, I haven't even read the...
You don't want to be ghosted.
You don't. Have you ever been ghosted?
No, I've never heard of it.
I've been ghosted a few times.
Have you?
Yes. Actually...
Was it your second date?
Well, I didn't get the second date because he ghosted us. I basically I messaged a guy last year. We'd arranged to go for a drink. And it was actually around the time I was starting me Invisalign to have my teeth straightened. And he basically said, you know, how you doing? Let's go for a drink this week. Basically set up the arrangement to meet for a drink. I texted him on the morning of the day we were going to go for a drink, and he never responded at all. Never responded again, even though he'd made the arrangement. So I was like, right, fair enough, whatever. 7 months later, he sent us a text message and said, hi, I'm really sorry, I've been really busy. How's your Invisalign going? That was how he entered back into the chat. And I just sent a text message back and said, well, it's going so well, and it's took you so long to text me back. I've now got straight teeth. And I never heard from him again. Right, anyways, we haven't even got to the Help Me Hilda yet. I've been on a few amazing dates with a guy, and we've been getting on like a house on fire. We are never chewing the fat. The chemistry is at top level, and I thought it was going somewhere. But the other week, we planned to meet for a drink, and he didn't show up. He said he fell asleep. It was about 9 p.m, but not really that late. Since then, nothing. Radio silence. I left my AirPods at his, not intentionally, and he won't even reply to those messages. I've thought about trying to call him or contact him through social media. Do you think I've been sacked off?
Yes.
In plain.
And I think good riddance to bad rubbish.
Good riddance of what?
Good riddance to bad rubbish.
That's a good one. I'm going to use that one.
Whoever it is, well rid of anybody like
Yeah,
that.
but he's still got our earpods, so I'd want them back.
Well, emailer. I've just found out about emails.
You have?
Yes.
Who's told you about that?
I've just heard the other day.
So-
well, you can email her.
Well, you can. Have you got an email address?
No,
Do you want one?
no.
Why?
I don't want... All I do with my iPad is read the news if I've missed it
Uh-huh.
and I'll watch music.
Have you got a lot of apps on there?
And I don't know what they are. There are loads of them on.
Well, who's put them on?
Rachel.
Oh, Rachel's my cousin.
Or I don't know what they're for.
Well, you can watch like
and I
Netflix,
listen to book stories.
like audio books. You go on YouTube on there.
And I go on YouTube.
Yeah, but you could have an email address.
I don't want one.
No.
No.
Hilda@thatsridiculous.com. That would be a good one for you.
No. Oh, well.
So you think she should forget about the earpods?
Definitely.
What, not even ask for them back? They're expensive earpods.
I wouldn't bother.
Well...
Unless her or he, because I don't know.
Yeah, well, it might be either.
Whoever it is, I'm not going to ghost them to get a load of earpods. I just wouldn't be bothered. If they didn't bother, I would be thinking I'm lucky. Who wants anybody like that?
That's true. That's a red flag as well. Ghosting's a big red flag.
Right.
Big red flag. Right, are you ready for your word of the week?
What is it?
Well, I'm going to tell you. So I've been teaching Grandma Hilda every week a brand new word. Can you remember last week's word?
No.
No.
I'll tell you, Joe, when you're my age, I'll go out of this store and you can't remember what happened 2 seconds ago.
All right. Well, now you know what ghosted is. So you can use that slang on your friends. If any of your friends...
They wouldn't know I was doing.
Anyways, right. What if I said to you, well, this is more of a saying than a word, but what's the tea?
What's the tea?
Yeah, spill the tea, Hilda. What's the tea?
Spill the tea. Gossip.
Well done.
Just because you said...
I give it away.
Tea.
Spill the tea.
Why do you say that?
Well, so like if you were at work with somebody and you said you were all gossiping in the office and somebody got fired, you'd go into the break room. Oh, I heard you got fired. What's the tea? And it's...
Well, why don't you say, I heard you got fired. What's the gossip?
Well, you can't say that. But this is
just... Well, why is that? What you say? All that you young ones are changing the English language.
Well, I think...
Yeah. The half the words I don't know. And all the abbreviations are coming up, as I've said to you before. You don't know what the illness you've got. They've got that many abbreviations. Why don't they just see it as it used to be?
Well, I think I'll tell you why. Because it's for emails, texting, WhatsApp.
Exactly.
It's all been shortened for that.
Yes, and poor little people like me will not be able to understand the word shortened.
Well, you haven't got an email address, so you don't have to worry about it.
No, I mean... everything.
Well,
ghosting.
That's true. Yeah.
All them words.
This is what this podcast's for, to teach you the ways of the new generation.
Well, I'll not be here.
All right, don't be morbid. Right, we're going to give you a game of three. So 3 questions, 10 seconds to answer each.
Oh,
God. You did amazing last week. You did quite well, actually. Right, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. 10 seconds to name 3 famous Northeast celebrities. Go.
Northeast celebrities?
Yeah.
I don't know any.
Great.
That's what I mean. I can't.
Well, what you could have said me.
Well, you're not a celebrity. You're my grandson. You're just Stuart to me.
But I am known from the Northeast. You could have a pretty easy one sitting in front of you. There's quite a few Northeast celebrities you could have had. You've got Alan Shearer, Anton Deck.
Robson Green.
Yeah, and now you see it. Sam Fender.
I don't know Sam Fender.
You do.
I don't.
You do.
Who's Sam Fender?
The singer from North Shields. You know, we did Glastonbury last year. We were talking about him. You do know his music. Very talented. He did St. James's Park, remember? And Rachel wanted to go and see the show.
Oh, yes.
Yes, him.
But you see, I forgot that.
Yeah.
You don't understand.
Well, he's very talented. Who else could you have? Jaden Berry from Little Mix.
Oh, yes.
Right, next one. 3 UK universities. Go.
Oxford, Yale. Oh no, that's American, isn't it? Oxford, Durham, Edinburgh.
Yes, smashed it.
I'm trying to think what.
Cambridge,
Yes.
Manchester. Right. Now you better get this one. I put this one in just for you. 3 Barbara Streisand songs.
Softly, softly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Your favourite.
I know. Memories.
Yes.
The way we were days, not memories.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
You used to do that one, didn't you?
Yes.
Grandma in the Dolly Mixtures, which we'll talk about when we get the Dolly Mixtures on. But you used to do a routine to Enough is Enough, didn't you?
Yeah.
And she did teach me the routine as well, so I might bring that out at a show at some point. Right, that's it. We're almost there. But we'll be back next week. Are you excited for another one? Have I exhausted you enough yet?
Well, no, not yet.
No? You sure about that? You don't sound too sure.
Well, I'll be tired tomorrow. I'm not going to be doing anything.
You can chill out.
You
can chill out. We want to say a big thank you to everybody that's listened to this episode. And if you enjoyed it, please share it with others. And if you're just joining us for this episode and you missed out on Hilda's Drama Club, then you can listen back to that and other episodes on all your podcast platforms. And you can also find us on social media. Can't they? Where can they find we?
On TikTok.
Yes, where else?
YouTube.
Yes.
Facebook.
Yes.
And implant. No, not implant. Instagram. I knew it was something like that.
Right. You can follow us at That's Ridiculous Official. You can direct message us, including questions or dilemmas you have for Grandma Hilda. Instagram, not implant. But before we go to the most important part of the show, are you ready for a little cheers?
Cheers.
And it's Hilda's Words of Wisdom.
Oh, right.
Have you got one for me this week?
I don't think so.
Not one at all?
I don't.
What's the one you always say to me if somebody's treating you like rubbish?
If you let anyone treat you like a doormat, they'll come back and wipe their feet.
There you go. Cheers to that. Cheers. Thanks so much for listening again. This was a Mixtape production, and we must say a huge thank you to our amazing sponsors, South Shields Football Club and Coleman Seafood Temple, with sound and video from Wycombe 89. But I hope you have a great day and a week, whatever you're doing, and we'll see you for another episode next Wednesday. But until then, 1, 2, 3, cheerio now.